Unknown Origins. I am your doctor for this evening, Dr. John Wolfenstein, and we will be performing surgery today in the form of a Wildlands stream. I am so hoping that it helps you end your droll, dreary day. Or maybe you're having a great day and it adds to it. I'm all for that too. However, the more important thing is, welcome back. And I am joined with some of my fantastic cast of characters. A few couldn't be here today, but that's why I have so many, so the show can mostly always go on, so long as technology will work for me!
It didn't.
Must be hard not having technology like you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like me, so how can I expect technology to like me?
Man.
Yuki Coxgun says, all things hate technology.
But
Except
before we begin today's fantastic game with my fantastic characters, allow me to give a few announcements. Number one, I have a Patreon, and it is up and going, and I want to thank my newest patients who have joined. As you can see, I have many wonderful tier lists and options for you to choose from. All the way from lowly Spellkeeper to the mighty DM yourself. However, my most popular and my most populous is, of course, my Species Collector. This will grant you access to homebrew spells, homebrew items, monsters, and, of course, playable homebrew races. Though I much prefer the term species, so that is what I will be referring to from here on out.
Yeah, I'm making one right now. I actually have some notes I need to send you.
Indeed.
I still need to sit down and flesh out Mithra a bit more, and I really need to start working on Dragoon.
So I played a Mithra. If you need some feedback, just make them the best race.
At any rate, as you can see, they cost various amounts of dollary dues, as some of my Australian friends would say. But the $15 a month Species Collector is the most popular, and so has a special gift to you all. For those of you still a little nervous about subscribing and about where your money is going, I've offered a 7-day free trial, so you can come in and see most of what I have on offer. However, of course, the homebrew subclasses are forever beyond your reach unless you subscribe at the $20 a month level. You will have access to everything that I have posted previously, as well as a new series of videos I am doing called DM Tips, Tricks, and Tragedies. I will be sharing DM tips that I have found to be useful, tricks that I have done that I think will be a lot of fun, and ultimately I hope to help you all in your Dungeon Master experience, or to recognize valuable traits in your current Dungeon Masters, because, let's face it, sometimes Dungeon Masters are not shown the appreciation that they deserve for creating the epic worlds that you and I can enjoy. I certainly wouldn't be able to do the dungeon mastering without my fantastic friends, but I also like to think that they like what I do, because I'm good at it.
Nah, fucking hate it, mate.
I mean, I'm here. There's no other validation you can get.
How absolutely dare you showing me up at every opportunity?
But to help shill this, it's free, guys.
It is. It is
You get
7
a whole
days of
week
free looking.
stuff.
It's
Yeah,
for real estate.
So,
I mean, you know what some websites charge just to look at stuff for free?
as everything in life, drugs, magic, and this Patreon, the first one's free.
And
Gotta get you
later,
hooked. Gotta give you that D&D knows knowledge.
and later this week on Friday, I am unleashing the wild wood elves upon everyone, as well as their 5 different subspecies.
Jeebus. Okay.
God.
At least. You'll have to
Too many
subscribe
good-
to see if there's more.
Too many goddamn knifers.
I also have an upload schedule. First Friday of every month will be spells. Well, that's the first of every month. Literally, the day it says first on the calendar. Then the first Friday, assuming it isn't the first of the month, will be the magic items. Usually it's a page. Sometimes it may only be as little as 2, but it will always be more than 1. The second Friday of every month is the monster of the month. This week on August 11th was the Great Timber Wolf. For those of you who want to know if a timber wolf can be scarier, the answer is yes.
We know.
Oh.
We put more wolf in your wolf.
And then, of course, the third Friday of every month will be the species. This month will be the Wild Wood Elves, and next month will be something that the lovely Callie Cat is working on.
Yeah. I may be expanding the scope from our original idea, so yeah, stay tuned. I think it's gonna fill a niche that most players don't get the pleasure of enjoying.
And finally, the last day of every month, the 30th or 31st of every month, will be the custom class. And as such, it will be a fun bit of time that we can enjoy ourselves. So, I definitely look forward to showing off this amazing month to you. And soon I will be publishing the D&D appropriate Shengong Wu from Shaolin Showdown. It'll be fun. Also, you didn't hear this from me, but there may or may not, at some point, be a PDF available through DriveThruRPG that will have all of this stuff as one massive tome you can buy, as well as plenty of exclusive stuff just for the PDF. I'm just saying that should such a thing exist, you might have heard it from here, or you might have heard it from the voices in your head that say you need more D&D content. Because, let's face it, there's never enough D&D content. We can always have
And
more.
the voices never stop.
That is true,
It
too.
really doesn't.
So anyway.
It's called an addiction.
At any rate, with that, let us dive in to this fantastic game with my fantastic players. When last we left off, our brave heroes had journeyed from the Oathfang tribe, or what is now known as the Oathfang tribe. I guess I should be 100% fair. Lands, and were heading to the Plains Hunters tribe. Or, well, what is their location. And as so doing, they were heading through the savannah, or what once probably was savannah, the grass and wasteland that it now has become a haven to a specific kind of creature, a creature known as an ash wolf, which, for those of you who are following my Patreon, just saw me release a couple weeks ago as a freebie.
Yeah.
Because I'm nice like that.
Gonna repeat the show. Free stuff, guys. Get on it.
But
The first one's free, then you're hooked, man.
That sounded a little off. I just realized.
Traveling through and fighting off these ash wolves, the party is now surveying the devastation of the lands in front of them, and are slowly continuing to make their way towards the massive
Encampment?
camp. Yes, encampment that they see in front of them. The Plains Hunters camp seeming to be pretty self-sufficient. And still pretty, populous, all things considered.
Yeah. How far away would you say that is?
Oh, a while.
A while? Like a couple hours?
Yeah, because it's the only light source as the sun is slowly passing over the sky, and you can see the smoke rising from it. So It's the only sign of life in miles.
Right. So, darlings. First of all, darlings, but outside of game. It's been a while. What the fuck are we doing in this encampment? The same that we did to the other ones, but more violent.
Pretty much, you were told to bring the plains hunters to your side by whatever means you saw necessary. Either remove them as an obstacle or bring them into the fold.
We'll bring them into the fold. Okay. Now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This is to the party.
Oh.
You can deafen yourself, motherfucker. I'm kidding.
Yeah, only business.
Do we want to deja vu the strategy of sending 2 or 3 people as gnolls, or 2 gnolls, and a very small bird in a pocket looks at David.
I am not that small.
But you can turn into one.
Fair enough.
But you were able to arrange a duel. Why
is the
looks a
cat
little
talking?
nervous.
Why is the cat talking to Whitehill? I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that is
I thought
the
that was
plan.
aimed at the party, so...
No, because, darling, I'm not doing the yes voice. Oh.
Yeah.
You fancy motherfucker.
But yes, the plan of sending quote unquote imposters with possibly a bird in tow that can possibly turn into a fucking bear.
Not just any bear, a fucking bear.
I wouldn't just mate in the middle of their camp.
Well, it's not mating, it's more maiming. Similar words, different pronunciation.
Yuki is a little bit, slack-jawed, and you just see her return to cleaning her rifle again, okay, I can't deal. I can't deal with that.
I remember, it's mayhem. Fuck!
Yeah, it's very much, well, you and I got a deal to work out later anyway.
Yeah.
That's the grain and rice, that'll be fun.
Yeah. But, yes, that is of course, a plan to scout out their defenses and their situation, to see if we can even fathom a parley.
Well, what do we want to do?
Either make them bend a knee to Simba, Leon, or, full on pull a Poland on them.
You don't know what a Poland is.
Exactly, only I know, and you will have no context. AKA surround them and fucking kill them.
Okay.
I would rather... Yuki, again, looking very nervous. I would rather not kill everyone.
Well, neither would I, but that is an option that is on the table. Honey, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Last time the camp accepted a challenge, would you think they would do so again?
If they are still bound by any honor code, that is a possibility. But remember, we have had...
Here...
They are a bit crazier than the others.
I think that this is the only honorable tribe truly left.
Well, I guess we could try, but...
Oh, we could try.
Yuki...
I'm sorry.
Yuki looks really nervous before she I will put myself forward as that duelist.
Okay.
Oh, of trials and tribulations.
I think I am best suited, but oh
Yes,
god,
but
I don't want to die. You see
yes,
her actually sit and put her hands in her head.
I don't want you to die, pet.
Yeah.
So
but-
let's first see if they will do that without a fight.
I doubt it, but
Same, but everything's on the table until we talk to them.
I agree. And
Doctor?
she looks at her little kittens that are a little bit scared after getting attacked by wolves last session.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've kind of gathered around her, sensing that she's a little nervous about something. And they're offering her various things that they found, like flowers, treats, a fish, a bird still flapping without one wing.
You also find some birdseed. I don't know how I got it. But you got it.
Actually,
Probably
you're all
back
more
to the
interested in the bird, considering there hasn't been any sign of life in this deserted terrain. They've had this bird on them a while.
I found it. It was hiding. It's very delicious. It's mine.
Me not seeing Oliver, I just go, oh no!
Oliver's gonna walk up to Yuki, and although there's a massive height difference, I think I'm much shorter than you, but Oliver's gonna. Are we about
Yuki?
the same height? Yeah.
No, we're probably about the same height. She's a small cat.
I actually don't know how tall I am.
2 feet.
Yeah, you're probably about the same height. Because Yuki's just
4'2".
Yeah, Yuki's just a sentient house cat. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe 3 foot. Like a little bit of magic involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so Oliver's gonna put her hand on Yuki's shoulder and say,
Aw.
I
If you're
love
not
how
up to
most of
this-
us are real small.
I don't mind taking your place. You shouldn't do this if it's not what you want to do.
No, but she looks at Oliver, and it's not that they don't trust you to do the task, because they've seen what you can do. I feel like, and the way she's gonna word this, she puts her mouth, her hand, I'm sorry, her hand over her mouth and goes, and then motions towards you. I think that seeing a lord such as myself win it would mean something, even if it's a mere merchant.
Oh, is she pointing at the cats?
No, she's just merely referring to herself.
Oh, okay.
Even if she's a mere merchant.
Seeing a figure of authority beat like a war chief would be more acknowledgeable at this point.
Yuki's kind of putting forward that idea that, because she has followers
what
and
you
everything,
want.
it seems like she's another war chief.
But I'll be there.
Right. Well, pocket tiger.
But of course, as suggested, let us talk with them first. Oliver,
Yes.
perhaps you could be my second? Most duels involve another.
It would be my honor.
Well, we have a
And if
couple
things
hours.
go poorly, you see her rub the rifle, we'll cheat.
And Oliver puts her hand up and says, and if things go poorly, and a little flower sprouts from her hand.
Yeah. It'll be alright. She looks at her kittens very nervously, and then you see her go back to cleaning her rifle, preparing herself for what she thinks might be a possibility, so she's trying to ready herself for her own demise, as you can tell.
Right. So, it's a couple hours until we get there. I don't know. What the fuck are my hours? It's a couple hours till we get there.
Yes.
So, the ones that can sneak in, sorry, not sneak in, because sneak about rather well, would be me and Altera, and Oliver can become such of a diminutive size that it's negligible.
He would just look like food, yeah.
So, unless anyone wants to go instead of Altera...
No, I think that is the wisest course of action. You were able to arrange things once. Why not once more?
Well, bullshit is my game, and you know that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really... Just... I'll need you later, so...
You can say the bad words about me, I do not give a fuck.
Yes, you're a monster, but that's not my point. I need you, May. Careful.
I need you too, I'm sorry, what? Anyway.
And with
As,
that, she goes
Altera-
back to her rifle again.
As
Anywho.
Altera pulls this piece of dynamite out from her bag. This is going to go off with a bang.
Blow it up away from me next time.
Yuki's eyes widen for a second, and then she's like, oh.
Now,
Tobias,
if you please, someone conk the owl out.
Yes.
I need your help for a little bit.
Oh, certainly.
DM, may I take a moment, just in case Yuki gets murked here, because that's on the table. Could I take a moment with you and Tobias?
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be jumping into a channel where the other players cannot hear. So, we will be right back. But you will be able to hear us. Alright,
Tobias. Yuki is going to request from you to write up a will and testament for her.
Oh.
Passing all of her power to one of the cats. With the restriction of basically getting them home to their homeland. But the cart, the incense, the perfume, the money, the other cats, everything's theirs. Her rifle, everything.
Alright. Feels a bit morbid doing this for a friend, but...
It is important. One must always be prepared to die, and this document would help my people in case of such a scenario. How does death work amongst the moon and the stars? She says, looking up, even though it's kind of probably afternoon.
Yeah, it's about mid-afternoon.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I suppose not. She says with a smile. You know, again, not knowing you're not a celestial buddy, but keep playing into the joke. If only to make herself laugh. The most important thing, and I wish to entrust it to you because you are a more educated sort. This item here. And she pulls out the scent of her homeland, a incense stick, basically, that is mostly gone and starting to deteriorate. This scent needs to make it back home. I am from the land of grain and rice. And within there is a kingdom that would know me. Return this incense there for me, if you would.
Only if you die, and then if not, you can do it yourself.
Of course. I do not plan on dying, but I need to be prepared. I have...
really hope you don't die. I don't really have any idea where this land of grain and rice is.
My fellows will assist you. They may be silly and quite naive, but they know the way home.
They are adorable.
I will miss them if anything happens. And you see Yuki kind of starting to tear up. She's getting ready for, because she knows the possibilities on the line, and she's super nervous about it. Thank you. You're a better friend than I could ask for in these lands.
Just
Also-
nods a little.
Hold May accountable for what I asked of him. He'll know what you're talking about.
I'll be sure to guilt trip him as much as possible.
Beyond measure, if you would. Guilt trip him till the moon and your homeland and back. And she smiles and gives you a polite bow as you see her return to the rifle again, checking every detail, trying to make sure she's perfectly ready. Thank you, Tobias.
Of course.
If I may make a request,
Yes. Well, it depends on the request.
if
I'll hear you out.
things turn poorly and I pass away, teach my kittens everything you know. Educate my people in the land of grain and rice. Let them know about, well, everything.
Happy.
Do you drink?
No.
Then I shall drink for us. And you see her reach into her bag, and she starts to take a little sip just to calm her nerves. And even as she goes back to cleaning her rifle, you see her hands shaking slightly. And that's, I think, where we should end this, unless you have anything else to add.
Tobias is just gonna put a hand on you and just say, "You're going to be fine."
Oh, I hope so.
There is one thing. As well, Tobias, actually, allow me to ask: do you inhale the? Actually, let me rephrase this. Yuki, when you give him the incense of your home, you actually hand it to him. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just as an example, you know.
Yeah. So the question I now have is, Tobias, do you give the incense a kind of sniff test?
Yes, I'm not lighting it, but
As you do so, and you inhale it, it smells of tea, of grass, rice, wine, and
Sunlight.
indeed, as well as the plant known as catnip. And as you do so, there's one other scent here. It's the scent of this powdery substance that Yuki is working with. It's a rare powder, even in the Sovereignty. In fact, such weapons are only recently being made. And so as the weapons are being made, you're now able to put a scent here, and it's very faint, only the barest touches. But this black powder smell is full on this incense, but it is a subtle scent. It's kind of layering up. It's layered underneath the rest of these more natural scents. However, as you finish investigating the incense and put it back, I do think that is the best place to jump back to the group, the main chat. So let's jump.
Thank you again.
Mm-hmm.
They're back.
Indeed, we are.
Welcome back.
Guess who's back?
Back.
Okay.
No, they're gone.
All right, you see Yuki and Tobias part.
So,
Discord's freaking out again.
Yeah, I know. It took a moment for me to get back in here. It was being weird.
as we, as you guys continue on once more, doesn't take, you guys are still making progress. Oliver, this land is, it's not like, it's not like it's not like around the Oathfang tribe's territory. This particular land seems to be suffering from something. The ash wolves, are elemental lupine creatures that form when great calamities strike. Or a great massive change kills a large population of the natural world that it normally was around. And so what you're seeing here, and you're entirely convinced of this, but what you're seeing here is that these lands have gone through a horrendous change that has inflicted itself in many ways upon, nature here. It's a little concerning because of just the sheer amount of devastation. The grass is ashy, burned, and dead for as far as your eye can see. And the presence of ash wolves is always indicative of something horrible. Something sick, something dying. It's pretty rough.
Apparently, there are currently over 140 reports of Discord server outages going around.
Well, they haven't reached the other side of the world yet, so let's hope.
And there's the robot.
But that's something you, as a druid of the wilds, are able, and your familiarity with the world, such as it is, kind of tells you, is that these ash wolves are here because there is clearly, rampant death and decay within what you're seeing. And you would not be surprised if more ash wolves were not going to pop up and emerge at some point.
Sorry, were you talking to me that whole time?
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah,
missed the first half, but I'm gonna try and summarize it to see if I kind of got the gist of it.
Yeah.
So basically, like me perceiving this environment and seeing the ash wolves and the things that I've seen in the environment, it seems to me like there's something going wrong, like with the natural order of things, or just that basically there's like war and desiccation in the area.
It's definitely the desiccation of the area, and it's also definitely that this place is wrong. It's not. It's not like the Oathfang where everything just seems to be dead. It seems like everything here is covered in. It's not dead itself. It's covered in death.
It's not dead. It's covered in dead.
Yeah, if that makes a little more sense.
Kind of. So I guess I'm just wondering if does it seem like there's something that's happening that's like out of the natural order, or does it seem like there's just basically a lot of death in the area?
Both are true.
Okay. So maybe those two things are tied together, kind of a thing.
Thine answer is yes.
Okay.
That would be your initial guess as you're kind of looking at all of this. Because you're walking through and there's grass, and as you're passing by the grass, because by the Oathfang there was no vegetation. It was all badlands. But here there's actually vegetation. It's just that every time you pass by a blade of grass or you touch it, it turns to dust and ashes.
Can I try and find like a seedling or a seed, like a tree seed or something?
Roll me a nature check.
Yeah. $20.
As you're looking, you don't find any seeds that you could get. There are no...
Or even like a tree that isn't quite gone.
There are no trees in this section. There are just... it's just a field. It's just savanna as far as your eye can see.
Okay. And it's just all dead grass, basically.
Exactly.
Or dying grass. Okay.
Dead or dying. It's kind of like the petrified trees almost, in that it has that, dead but preserved appearance up until you touch it, and then it just dusts.
I'm gonna try and... Can I find a patch of grass that's like on the verge of death? Or is it all just straight up?
It's all straight up dying. However, you do notice something a little different. You notice that between you and the camp, which you can see because now you realize the reason you can see it is because it's on a rise. There's actually like a little hill that's been constructed because it doesn't look natural. But you can see that there is smoke kind of billowing from several places as you realize there either was or has been a fire nearby. And it seems to have smothered itself kind of out.
So it seems like whatever fire we're seeing is someone traveling kind of along our same path.
It seems like someone either was there and lit a fire, and it just kind of died out because the fuel is pretty trash. Or perhaps the fire is why the area is covered in ash to begin with. However, yeah. Yep, cool. With that, you guys can continue forward.
So, approximately how much time do we have until we get there?
So, I'd say at least several more hours of traveling. Like, you will not get there before nightfall. However,
Okay.
You're continuing down the same path, and as you do so, it's just more the same desolation and desiccation. It is just rough. And I have... Yes, I do.
More ash wolves.
Let's turn that down. Doesn't take you guys long before you come to a small little what you realize is a rise because as you're looking down now, you can see that there is a source. Here's the source of your smoke. You can see that before you stretches a section of these plains. And they are kind of spread out before you. There are a couple of things that are interesting you. The first thing is you can see these massive figures, 3 of them in total, that kind of stand out. The 2 creatures in question on either side of this other one are what are known as, let me make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Giralon. For those of you who do not know what a Giralon is, it is a 4-armed gorilla.
Oh.
And there are 2 of these creatures. Though something looks wrong about them. Like, they don't look right. They're not moving right.
Mm.
And they are on either side of a pit of burning flames where a massive bird is. This bird is almost incorporeal in nature, as you can't really make out discerning features other than it is a bird of some description, and that it appears to be shedding ash actively. Every time it moves, a cloud of black ash spreads from its wings and its body and seems to coat the ground around it. Each time that does, you watch as the ash stirs and it takes on the shape of a new ash wolf. And allow me to move you to the map.
Ah, shit. No map. Let nature run its course. Goddamn.
I mean, I just had Taco Bell, so nature will be running its course at some point, right?
Professor Tobias.
Okay, let's hope.
Tara. Mr. May. Yuki.
I love the fact that my name commands respect.
And
What am I walking into?
Oliver.
Ash. Lots of ash.
Bird. 4-armed gorillas.
Oh,
They
lovely.
like hit and run tactics. Doom.
I was gonna let you just sit in that chain.
Goddamn, time to go ape.
No.
Well, May, are you ready to monkey around?
It's not even accurate because it's not even monkeys, they're apes. And they're not even that anymore.
Well, then we're about to go ape shit, so whatever.
I'll accept that one. Alright, moving you over to the new map. That our lovely audience has watched me put together.
That is very bird.
Indeed.
Ooh,
Ah, yes, the fabled storm crow.
Oh, lovely.
Oliver can roll me an Arcana check or a Nature check.
I'll go with nature. Well,
He didn't go. He was homeschooled.
I
She
had
was
one
homeschooled.
good nature roll.
I wish I still couldn't see shit.
I will have been maintaining my usual 15-foot hover in the air.
Yeah, that's fine. Oliver,
I have turned into a hyena. Meanwhile,
you
just
know
'cause.
that there is something about that that creature, that bird that you are supposed to know. It's familiar in some description, but you're not sure what it is.
Does it seem like the four-armed gorillas are about to pounce on that bitch?
No, it seems like they're just kind of standing around it.
What can I roll insight on the bird to see
If it's good.
I'm trying to think, like, I guess I'm trying to figure out what its state of mind is, because I think to Oliver this looks like a natural being that's in an unnatural state. And basically, I guess I'm trying to discern if it's, like, of its right mind, I guess? Or if it seems like it's in like a state of rage or something like that. Can I try that?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll an insight check. That's actually a very good thing here.
Also, DM, I retract the hyena of herself. I am still bird.
Okay. So as you're seeing this creature, it is clearly agitated. However, you get the feeling that the creating of the ash wolves, the spawning of them, while that is a natural process, because it seems to do this very naturally. Every time it moves, a cloud of ash pours off of it, and it takes on the shape of ash wolves that then spread out into the plains. While you get the feeling that that is actually a natural process of this creature's existence, you get the feeling that the amount of times it's doing it, or the frequency it's doing it, is unnatural to its character. And the two Hirolons seem to be watching the creature for it to make a move, or for it to do something. They don't seem to be paying much attention, and their movements are halting, erratic, and almost like stuttering. It's like they're not used to movement at this point in time. And they are keeping an eye on this creature. That's kind of the vibe you get.
I'm gonna say to the rest, is it obvious that any of them have spotted us yet?
None of the creatures here seem to notice you. The ash wolves are just kind of moving about in like a loose-fitting pack. The Girolons are not looking at you at all. The only creature that might be glancing in your direction is the bird.
The big bird himself? Yeah.
Yeah, and it has not made any sign that it's seen you.
I'm gonna say to the rest of the party, stay hidden, and then I'm gonna start walking out in front.
Give me 1 second.
Also, Oliver, before you do anything, if you need me to whip up a fucking distraction, I can make that bird seem like it's free and walking about.
There's that.
So just give me a sign, I'ma just dip.
Oliver nods back at Mayhem as she's walking out.
Yuki performs the click action.
I performed the hide behind the card action.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I just realized something. It's still daylight. Oh, it's getting on twilight.
Yeah, I performed the hide behind the card action.
Are you going stealth? Are you just walking?
I am actually going stealth because the plan is if Oliver gives the sign, I'm gonna stay hidden and major image that bird going apeshit.
And I'm just walking out. I'm not stealthing at all. I'm trying to make my presence known, not
Okay.
aggressively. Just
so you know,
walking out.
Give me a sign, make it clear it's a sign, and I'll make the bird go caw.
She understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm just kind of hovering in the air, trying to blend in with the ash as much as I can.
So I
roll a
rolled a 10 and got
stealth
a
check
19.
at disadvantage. And Oliver.
Oh, buddy.
All right, there's that. Yuki, what are you doing as you watch Oliver kind of head out in front of the party? Yuki.
Callie.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Ah.
Fuck. So, I think Yuki is gonna be ready to shoot anything that goes wrong. So I think her first, action will be to just shoot whatever's going wrong.
All right, cool beans.
Because she's trusting Oliver to do the thing, but she's also gonna, headshot something. So I think she's taking the time to prepare like the perfect
Ooh,
shot. Being a
Headshot.
sniper cat.
Cool. So, Oliver.
She's also gonna. One other thing. I am gonna tell my kittens to hide.
Sure.
The car, away from the conflict.
Theodore, Gobsy, and Theodore and Gobsy, kind of shelter the cats and the cart, like still behind this little ridge, and are clearly keeping them safe.
Gobsy.
I'm hiding behind Cardin, watching.
Gobsy, I know you're a massive goo, but don't absorb them, okay? They're very cute.
Unless it is to save.
Vor for protection purposes. Good noted.
I mean, it would probably work.
I mean, But
Poor
Oliver,
cats.
go ahead and keep moving as you see
Yep.
fit. I will tell you when
Yep,
to stop.
I'm just walking straight towards the bird with my eyes lowered to the ground, waiting until basically they notice me.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Stop.
I'm gonna do. Let's measure this bitch.
Hold on, Oliver. Right
Nope.
here.
Yep. Okay.
As you get there, by the way, keep in mind, everyone, these are 10-foot squares.
Oh, 10-foot squares this time?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
double what
Okay.
we're seeing. Okay.
Because I wasn't there for that. Yuki is gonna have to move.
Oh, it's not double what we're seeing. It's exactly because the measure is 10 foot per square.
Oh, hey, right. Okay.
I did set the grid to measure them as 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't heard any of that because Discord.
Yuki is going to have to just stay in range of a rifle because
That's fine. If
Hold on,
Yuki
I gotta
needs to
make
move
sure.
up, you certainly can.
yeah, she can. I was just
Um,
switched to the other rifle, so I have to check the range on that.
If you pass this green box, you will become a part of the... There we go.
Interaction.
Yeah, out the gate. So,
Could I have done one thing before Oliver went off?
mhm.
Because it is real quick. I just go, well, buddy, you can do it. And you get a D8 inspiration die.
All right. Oliver has
Just in case you-
inspiration.
Just in case you need it.
I will mark that with the
So-
purple token.
So you said if Yuki walks within the box.
So stay outside of the green box.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, checks will have to be made. And
I'm
there's-
going to say that, yeah, probably right about here.
And you do notice that there are fires that seem to be like burned into the earth at this point. That's what you can see is creating this billowing smoke. Is these ever burning flames that just don't seem to be going out.
In this scenario, I think Yuki's gonna... Because Okay, Oliver needs the help, fuck it. I'm gonna be a stealthy cat and follow along.
Oh, stealth check. Alright. You can move into the green box.
All right. I'm gonna say wherever the target, whatever's closest to Oliver, I'm gonna be 40 feet. You know,
So
just
right there.
protect him.
Jesus, that's close. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's because they're 10-foot spaces, so I gotta do the thing.
Is your musket range 40?
Yeah, we've nerfed Yuki very hard since last time.
What musket profile are you using?
The official D&D one,
Yeah,
rather than the
official
Grim
D&D
Hollow
musket.
one. Yeah, rather than
Oliver.
having 80 feet.
So Oliver, looking back and seeing Yuki, she casts you a scowl. Yuki.
Yuki is going to stay right here. She trusts you. She's just here for you.
Yeah. She wasn't looking for anything to happen. That's just her reaction to seeing how close you are.
Yep. Because Yuki is he has to follow.
The ash wolf that you are near does clock you, Yuki. But it does not
see me.
react. It's just, they're just kind of moving, but you are spotted.
Yeah.
However,
Yuki has her gun ready.
as Oliver gets to that point, I need to roll something for these guys. Okay. The raven, or raven colored, because it's made of ashes, kind of, it looks up, and you can hear its voice. You understand this language. This is the language of the wild gods. And the children. And it speaks to you. Come no closer, little druid. For these creatures are not natural and will attack you. I do not think that you are strong enough to take them on your own.
I do not wish to. I'm also going to speak in the.
You're gonna speak
The
in
tongue of the
child?
wild gods. Well, yeah, the tongue of the children of the wild gods.
Who's the
I don't-
little crowd?
I don't wish to fight. I merely come to see if there's some aid that I can give.
These creatures are bound to me. They are meant to guard me. Keep me chained. I flew through death and ash, collecting the souls and remains of those that fell. A noble cause, gifted by my dear creator. My parent, if you will. But my purpose is now a perversion. I am to create an army of the Ash Wolves.
Why are you being forced to do this?
It is the magic that the usurper has found. His accomplices were foolish and tampered with things they knew not. Yet, equally scared of them as I could not see them be slaughtered for merely preserving their own life. So I allowed them to bind me here. I feel for them. They are not evil by nature. Misguided, maybe. But they were trying to better themselves and others, so they thought. Though some of them, one of them, is incautious by his very nature. These two beings are bound to me, though. I'm afraid that unless I am slain, then the plains shall be choked with ash, and nothing shall grow. The cycle that my mother so sings will forever be silenced.
Is there no other way?
It shakes its head, sadly. I have tried all that is in my power. I need to be sent on to my cycle, for I will rise again. Oh, Mother Phoenix. If you are truly a guardian of the wilds, please start my cycle. Oliver, you now recognize this creature. This is an ash phoenix. It is one of many of Phoenix's children. But you understand that ash phoenixes, along with every other phoenix, when they die, that is not the end of them. They will immediately begin to come back. May take them a while, may take them, years, weeks, months. You have no idea. But what you do know is that it will return. And it seems that whatever these interlopers have done has paused and halted the Ash Phoenix's cycle. Because you do know that Phoenixes are capable of starting their cycle on their own. In times of trouble, that is what most Phoenixes do, is they turn themselves to ash. And they forcibly erase themselves for a time. However, it seems that for some reason this creature cannot do that.
I believe that you're right. I don't think that I can do this alone. But if you help me, I will guide you on your cycle. I will move you along your path.
They can keep the Giralons on me unless they are attacked. But the wolves will seek to protect me. They know not what they do. They are creatures of death and gone. They only know that I am their creator, and they must defend me. I apologize. However, you have one volley to attack me with in earnest, but then the Giralons will defend me and try to kill you. Strike me first. If you strike me, the sickness will take them.
Remember, we are miles away.
Does,
I'm mostly. Oh, go ahead.
Does the bird look like hurt?
Yes, the bird looks to be injured, and the bird does not look to be healthy. Ash Phoenixes, you get the feeling that it's giving off its own essence when it creates ash wolves, and it does seem like it is painful.
Yuki is going to look at Oliver like, what do you want me to do? Because I'm obviously not hearing the conversation.
No.
But I'm mostly looking at Oliver's expressions here. And I imagine, Oliver, just given what I know of your character, that you might be fairly distressed by this news.
Yeah, Oliver's kind of looking around at the ash wolves. She seems lost in thought.
You see
And-
Yuki give you an encouraging nod, like, hey, I'm here for you. I will do whatever you need.
When you lock eyes with Oliver, all you see is just sadness. And but what washes over that sadness is just a cold resolve. And the emotion just fades from her face. as she starts walking up to the bird.
Alright. Yuki is assuming that Oliver is going to need my help. So
All right,
whatever
pause
happens,
there, Oliver.
Yuki is going to dash towards Oliver and be prepared to shoot. That is her reaction.
So 2 things happen at once. Number 1, as Oliver moves forward, Yuki gets ready to follow after. However, as Oliver gets to that point, the ash wolves turn and all look at Oliver and are now hostile. So,
Do we see the hostility?
no, because, well, you would, because where they were wandering about kind of aimless and, kind of in a lethargy, the minute Oliver got within a certain distance of the Phoenix, they all stopped and looked at Oliver.
Oh, okay, because I've been holding Major Image for 30 minutes. I kind of want to take some aggro off that owl. Okay. I am casting Major Image just behind Oliver.
All right.
I'm gonna make this thing as big as possible, and it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
So it's gonna start here, and a 20-foot cube from there.
That's the
is
center.
where.
That's a 20-foot cube.
Won't be the center. So basically, I want to end up here. I'm trying to cheese this to get a bit more distance.
I mean, that's 20 feet, though, because these are 10-foot squares,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah. I mean, it's the size of the gorillas and the bird. It's large enough. What am I making? What am I making that's large enough? Oh. That is an idea. That is indeed an idea. Apologies.
It's like me picking a movie.
Yes,
That
I
is
am-
indeed an idea.
I am making a massive Sobek warrior.
Mm.
That is,
Fuck the lizards.
yeah, making a fucking giant lizard. That is, fucking clad in all types of trophies and shit. Basically, I'm trying to make it a berserker with also a fucking great bow on his back. That is aiming to shoot at the bird.
Okay. Let's see. So, I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
I do want to point out that Yuki was planning to dash towards Oliver's side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would that be my held action, or...?
Yeah, you can dash, your movement.
Yeah, because I said she was ready to defend Oliver.
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll my initiative?
No, your inspiration is a D8 that you add to skills or attacks
no.
or saves.
My
Oh,
Yeah,
the other
DM
inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, DM. Okay.
Yes, the DM inspiration can be used to re-roll any roll.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So for me, 1,
Oh god.
2, 3. Oh
It has
shit!
become worse.
4,
That
5,
is
6.
unfortunate.
That's as close as I can get to Oliver on a single dash.
Oh, all right.
And then I'll roll my initiative
listen,
because I was
just
ready
because-
to try to help him.
Just because Oliver has that steely resolve doesn't mean that
They're
they're ready
fast.
to do this.
Tobias,
So Yuki's gonna
There's
try
the
it
hesitation.
2 things. Tobias, you are on mute for 1, and for 2, roll initiative, please.
My bad.
No worries. I just want to make sure you get in this.
I was just sort of jamming to Dance Macabre. I really like this song.
That's a great song. All right. So, with that, Professor, you are first.
Fast.
Goody.
Fast as
Fast
fuck,
bunny. Yes.
Alright. So these squares are each 10 feet. Load character sheet. There we go.
Oh, good lord. That's a lot of actual initiative.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking wolves.
Yeah, and this
And
is
they
why.
rolled high. I got really lucky on my roll, and so did Tobias,
Yeah.
honestly.
But yeah, that is.
Yeah, there's
that
like
is
a few
group of 10.
derp wolves, but one of the apes is kind of derp. Or the ape is kind of derp. Thank God.
Oh, okay, no, yeah, both of them. Okay. Yeah, both of them on there.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna be
think-
more booze. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I will dash as well and get there.
Okay.
Since these squares are massive, no one is in range for any of my buffs. So that will have to be my turn.
Do the boof.
Alrighty. Yuki.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. That's 30 feet of movement.
Agreed.
Yes.
Free action. I am going to ask Oliver what he needs. As Yuki looks at him, rifle ready, everything, and she says to him, "What can a mere merchant of scent do for you?"
Can I can't respond to that, can I?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
Killbird.
Oliver looks back and the resolve cracks for a moment and her eyes are watering. And she says, "We have to kill it." And then back to icy cold. And she looks at the Ashen Raven.
You see Yuki suffer from the same moment of hesitation for a second before she shoulders her rifle and does what a warrior does. I am going to wail on this bird because it is exactly 40 feet away from me.
Okay, do so.
So Yuki is going to. I'm going to because I am a samurai now.
Yes.
This is one use of my samurai feature.
Yeah, you're a battle
That
spirit.
is
Yeah.
5 temporary HP. This will be 4 attacks because I'm action surging if it doesn't do anything to reaction to this.
Nuke
Okay.
this bird.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, that's the first shot.
23 will hit.
That's a 17. That's a 12 natural.
That's max damage. Yep.
Alright.
Alright, that's the first shot.
Right.
Second shot.
Hits.
20.
You don't have archery as your fighting style?
I do. I don't know if it's factoring it in, but it
It's
should be
not.
selected. Why is it not factoring it in?
Do you have it ticked?
I do.
Interesting.
That's odd. 'Cause
I'm
it says
wondering if
plus
it's just
8.
I'm thinking it might. I'm wondering if it's having issues because of the fact that it is a differently named.
I have no idea. It should be a
Right.
ranged attack, though.
It wouldn't be the first time we've had that issue on with
Yeah.
Roll20.
Yeah, roll 20 is.
Okay,
roll
so that's
20.
a total of 31 damage so far.
22 and 25 appropriately on the roll. And
Yeah.
yes, that is appropriately 31.
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
Total of
There's-
31 so far.
Action surge. 2 more shots.
Mm-hmm.
But advantage 14.
14 will not hit.
Miss.
Damn.
And then she shoots again. Oh, wow. I scored really high on my first two, so I don't deserve that.
A 13 will miss as well.
Yeah.
As the ash just gets into your gun and it throws its aims and its bullets and trajectory off.
Oliver, I'm sad about this too, but don't make it worse. She says frustrated in the moment, and then she looks down, sees poor Oliver, and she wants to apologize, but we are gonna be beset by wolves, and I'm going to die.
You also notice that the two Giralons now are looking at you.
Yeah, I deserve it, because I
You
just
have-
shot the boss.
You have also heard a very large behind you.
Indeed.
Oh shit. Oh god! It's another lizard! I should have smashed your children!
From very far away. It's mine!
Alright. Ashwolf's turn.
Yeah, this is gonna be bad. I'm tanky, but I'm not that tanky.
I also made the lizard to fool some of them because it's very much real as far as they know.
I hope it works because I am not in a good spot. I'm protecting little Oliver for here. I did move pretty far, so.
Would Yuki's AC be knowledge I'm privy to? Like being able to assess her armor, basically?
I mean, you can roll we'll call that an insight check.
Hell, you could just ask.
I mean, you would have a general knowledge that Miss Yuki is
Moderately hard to hit.
is more armored than most. Especially
Okay.
especially here in the Wildlands, she is actually wearing a fairly large amount of armor. For what most creatures in the Wildlands wear.
But I am a mere seller of scent.
Well, one of them got
Who
distracted.
says the heavily armored cat?
Tara, you're up.
Okay, so
Oh,
we're
I
going
was
to-
rolling for them as soon
Got
as
to
it
be
appeared.
So we're
Oh.
going to. Huh? What?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna ask the wolf near me didn't attack me, right?
No.
Okay.
So I'm going to use cutting action to dash. Take it to 60. Puts me to there. And then we're gonna shoot at one of the ash puppies. Since that is the first thing that I see to damage, so short bow, normal roll, 21.
Definitely hits the ash puppy.
7 damage.
Alright, anything else? Tara.
Nope, that's all I got.
Alright. This Giralon bellows just and it rushes forward. Thankfully, it takes its whole turn to do that. However, as it gets here, you realize something. This creature is undead. It is, you can see its ribs, its face is missing, its skin, its fists are just bones. This creature has been resurrected from the dead.
You see Yuki expertly reloading her rifle, but even then her hands are shaking a little bit. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
See,
May,
Why they
fully
cut
picture-
me?
Alright, so that's...
I fully had it in my head of. Have you seen people like speed firing the single shots? You know how fast it is. Shoot, cock, put bullet in, all back, and they just keep doing that. That's kind of what I pictured Yuki doing, but like the
Okay.
first two just had enough kick that the next two shoulder was a little tender and kind of wavered off just a
Supposed to
bit.
be, what is it, 3 shots per minute? Possibly
Yeah.
4 if you're really good.
Yeah. So, okay. So,
DDism.
I'm gonna have to be keeping a lot back if I'm going to distract a lot of try to distract a lot of wolves. So probably no inspiration for a while.
okay.
But
I feel very inspired by that.
Well, for a while for the frontline boys, you know. Well, Doctor, they need you up there. Please get fast. I'm throwing inspiration your way, buddy.
I'm disappointed that you didn't say hop to it.
This is Bird being panicky because I'm gonna now use my action to make the Sobek move.
Chop chop like a shooting star, Celestial Bunny.
To that spot there.
To that spot right there, that to the edge of its range. And it's going to do an action of shooting its great bow at the bird, but just missing. So the Gurlons see it.
Roll me a
So it just
D100.
takes a knee. And there's a full-on Dark Souls, you know.
And I need to roll an intelligence check.
35.
Luckily, it's smart enough. You...
Luckily for it.
Boom! As your creature shoots a bow, you hear the phoenix, ah! And you actually watch as a shaft appears through it. Though what you realize that the other creatures don't is that it formed out of ash, but then the ash changed color to be a brown wood fletching with black feathers, and the two Giralons snap their attention to the Sobek.
It's committing to the bit. I love this phoenix.
That was its turn, because its turn is directly after yours.
Yep.
You also notice that the three ash wolves, like, immediately surrounding this thing, are now fully focused on it.
So I took the aggro of 5 things. I'm happy.
That was the Ash Phoenix turn. May, do you have any movement you wanted to do?
I did.
Go ahead.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I moved 30 feet. I have to keep a lot back because it's my action to command this thing.
Gotcha. This wolf actually will also react to the thing that hurt its mommy. This thing will react to closer targets, closer threats. Oliver, you're up.
Oh man, this is gonna be a gamble.
You did see the arrow and the Gurlons going away from you.
Yeah, the Giralon is no longer looking at you; it is looking over you at the massive
large
illusion.
Lizard man.
So
At the large lizard man.
very rulesy question.
Mhm.
If I move and use all of my movement, and then I wild shape, do I gain the additional movement? So if I wild shape into a creature with 40 movement speed,
So
do I gain that additional 10?
So the way I rule that is yes, because your movement speed changes. It's no different than, say, if you were to move and into range and someone casts like haste on you, and then you would be able to move more.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna move here 10, here 20, here 30, and then do I take any attacks of opportunity?
No.
Oh, really?
It is not paying attention to you.
Okay.
You're welcome!
Never mind.
Yeah, that's pretty useful.
Then I'm gonna wild shape right here
Into what?
Into a cave bear.
Oh, okay.
The big boy?
The big boy.
I think I gave you a sheet for that.
I mean, I have all this. I have all the stuff for it. Let me see.
It's the brown bear. And you should be able to like drag that token onto the map and use it. Or well, I actually have a cave bear token here. Let me give it that to you.
Wow. And you don't give me a lizard.
It's an illusion.
I'm just that cool.
It's very real to me.
can
Oh,
be
brown.
very-
Okay, yeah. There it is.
Yeah, so let's see. Oliver.
The brown bear isn't the same.
That's why I handed you a cave bear.
Okay.
You did say cave bear.
Yes, I did indeed.
You can shift into CR2s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
His magic item.
It's quite powerful.
Yeah, we've all got kind of a fun one.
I mean, to be honest, my loot lets me charm the shit out of the people, so yeah.
Yeah, we've all got something.
So 42. Oh. Oh, there we go.
Oliver, I barely recognize you.
That's not okay.
Oliver is gonna give out a as she just starts clawing and biting into the bird, and I'm gonna go for a claw attack and a bite attack.
Roll it.
Do you want me to just roll a d20 and then I'll just?
You should be able to click on the cave bear sheet.
Is it the same though?
Yeah, this is the.
You added a cave bear sheet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should be able to use the cave bear sheet.
It was there all along.
You're amazing.
The friends were the bears we made them.
Shut up.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. All right, so bite 22 to attack.
Hits.
And then
Bears are not
friend
shaped. Some people are just stupid and blind.
And then claws.
I don't judge. There's a lot of nightclubs that accept them.
17 to hit.
17 does hit too.
Okay. And that's 13 slash.
13.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah, that one was average, actually.
What level are you?
We're level 5.
That's right. Yeah, you should be a level higher.
Oh. Well.
Oh.
Shit. We'll have to figure that out later.
That's okay.
Does this mean your weapons count as magical, or is just
no?
level
It's 6 level.
Not yet. That's 6 level. Yet.
Yeah. I figured because it's similar to Moondrug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shares most of the same benefits.
Yep. However, that does mean that. And I need to roll something for the bird. It is able to maintain silence as you wail on it, but you watch as it's a near enough thing. But the bird is
silence.
It's trying not to make noise to distract the girl ones.
Oh, it's like silently suffering the pain.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's trying to help us as much as it can.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Yuki knows something of sacrifice, and this is hard. But Oliver has said with a fairly skilly response, I think was the word.
Yep.
This thing needs to die, so Yuki will carry out her task.
So it fucking wailed to an imaginary arrow, but it's tanking the bear like a champ.
It is trying to help you as best it can. It wants to not be here, but there are...
People have thrown me food and I jumped, so...
the Ash Wolf misses the illusion entirely. As the illusory Sobek is able to bop the Ash Wolf away, and it just...
It quote-unquote bops it away.
Yeah. The Giralon, however, just... This Ash Wolf is getting trampled.
Oh god. Poor puppy.
Gonna take 3d6 bludgeoning damage from the massive fuck-off undead gorilla crushing it.
This is the most damage you have ever seen an illusion spell do.
However,
I didn't count fall damage, so you're safe.
as a bonus action, this thing can move up to half its movement.
Yep.
So it will
Yeah.
move there and
trample the other one.
also pin it there because it is standing on it. I need to get at the token real quick, though. Huzzah! The tokens are behaving like I want them to! I have finally learned a Roll20 thing! Alright, Professor, you're up.
Celestial Bunny, help me out.
Alright. What is range on that? 30 feet.
Circumvent the big crocodile.
I'm small enough I can just go between its legs. Not
I mean, fair.
illusion.
Yeah, fair.
Do I want to, or...
And this is why I love illusion spells.
Yeah,
They either never work and suck, or they are really useful.
It's so
There
up
is
to
no
the
in between.
DM.
That's why I feel safe using them with you.
Which is actually fair. I mean, honestly, I think they should be better if you're burning a third level slot, or in your case, second level, right?
heard that work.
Yeah, it's third level for this one. It's major image.
So it is third level, yeah. So, yeah, you should feel like you did something. Like, yeah, as a cantrip, like minor illusion,
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Phantasmal Image does a lot as well.
Yeah, it does.
What are you trying to
what
do?
does our bunny have planned?
I'm gonna get these guys in a fairy fire just real quick.
Draw that box again, will you please?
Okay, I'm drinking, so I heard therapy fire, not fairy fire.
Knowing the doctor probably is. Oh, Professor. Sorry.
I'm imagining full-on kumbaya.
How
Yes.
big's that box again?
It's 20 square feet. But I'm trying to get, like, in the middle of...
Yeah. All of them get
To
hit.
get two wolves and a Garrulon. Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so Dex save by 1. The one closest to the Sobek succeeds. The other one, excuse me, that was the Garrulon I rolled. The Garrulon succeeds. One Ashwolf fails because it is,
The DC is 16 because of my +1 tools.
it rolled an 18.
Okay.
For the
Just double
Garrulon.
check.
The Ashwolf is going to fail because it is pinned beneath the Garrulon and just being crushed.
Makes sense.
The other one also fails. So the two Ashwolves are marked.
Alright. This will be it for me.
Yuki!
Oh, the celestial magic from above. We're saved.
And that
I want to
fucking
argue with you, but
lizard!
it's a point against me that they are glowing.
I want to argue, but they are literally glowing.
I kind of want to help Tobias, but Oliver has also said that this thing needs to die, and I think Yuki is smart enough to figure that out.
I'll be fine.
So one, this thing was distracted before, so Yuki's gonna take the risk.
So the Ashwolf is not distracted. The Garrulon is. The Ashwolf will attempt to bite you.
Wait. Oliver ran right between both of them last time.
No,
Literally to get there.
he was kitty cornered to you.
Yeah, he was literally
Yeah,
above me.
I
Above me,
ran.
with his face.
Yeah, I ran.
Yeah, he ran past
Next to the
both.
wolf.
Yeah,
I was expecting to get attacked by both.
Yeah, no. Neither attacked Oliver. But this
Alright,
thing ran at
I will
Yuki.
happily take the risk if something changes, but...
It is going to bite at you, Yuki.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, you were its target. The Giralon was after Oliver. That's a 3 necrotic damage as it hits you with a 23.
Yeah, okay. 3 temporary hit points. Yuki is going to get here, and I'm going to take 2 shots at this creature. Also using my bonus action for Samurai Spirit.
Alright. So you regain your 5 temporary HP.
Yeah.
And she's going to shoot this thing.
Advantage on 2 attacks, yes. 19
will hit.
Oh, see, this time it added the +2.
Yep.
So I clicked it and unclicked it.
Yeah, it started doing it the second 2 attacks. It worked.
Alright, so 11.
But it is not adding it to the it's not adding it to damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It's just 2 attacks.
It doesn't. It's just 2 attack rolls.
Yep, that's my bad.
Alright, so 11. And then gonna do the same.
Yep. Hits.
That's a 21. Or 23, you're right.
Alright.
Hold on, I clicked it, but it didn't do anything.
And
Okay, there we
13,
go.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's that total. Hey!
24, and Yuki is done.
Alright. Still alive? Though it
Makes
is looking
angry cat noises.
You're watching as more and more of the ash is just shedding off of this thing, turning into a pile of ash at its feet, almost like a nest. This ash wolf is pinned under the Giralon, so it will attack the Giralon. That is a 12. It hits. That is 5 necrotic damage. The Giralon does take damage. It is not necrotic immune. However, that now has the Giralon's attention. This ash wolf is going to move up and is going to breathe a ash cloud at the Sobek.
It goes. Seems to take it.
And it snarls. Let's see. This one is now going to make a... call this intelligence. That is a 1, so it now, at the more immediate target... Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I have to roll a con save for the Phoenix. Okay, that's a 21. It is able to remain silent.
Bear it in silence. Yeah.
So this one runs over here and engages with the Sobek. Atera, you're up.
Okay. So bonus action for the cunning action again. Oh, you were gonna say?
I will say, Mace. Unfortunately, the Sobek does not count for threatening.
Oh, that is true.
Unfortunately.
If a spiritual weapon can't, I am not allowing another
Major
illusion.
image.
And then from
Yeah,
there,
that makes perfect sense.
what's our range up to 100 feet? I am going to shoot. That's going to be a disadvantage, but let's try to hit the birdie.
Hit the birdie.
You do it.
Did not mean to click that.
Yes.
I rolled sneak attack.
He
I
sneaks
clicked
again.
the-
Everyone sees him.
Yeah, I might as well just... Yeah.
9 is not going to
that's
hit.
good. Yep, yeah, that's all I got.
Alright.
Rogues, they either do it or don't.
This Giralon is going to
Yeah.
bellow and charge forward.
Come at me, monkey.
Using its bonus action to get halfway there, and then using the rest of its move speed to get there. It launches with its 5 attacks. It is going to bite. It is going to claw.
It's a full-on wrestling match as of now with the Sobek.
Yep.
Yeah.
this thing is like growing more frustrated as it seems that the Sobek is able to avoid.
It's either avoiding or taking them to keep up the appearance that it's fighting, but not carrying on a rage.
Yeah, no, it's This thing is bellowing in its fury. May, you're up. Also, the pink box can now go away because it did its fairy fire.
I mean, it stays there for I believe. Does it stay there?
No, it's just it launches and then the concentration is holding the power on people.
So, 1, 2, 3. It is. Yeah, I'm gonna keep up the facade now. Because it's taking a lot of aggro away from the boys. It just full on takes the bow, puts it away, and takes out 2 massive shodels. And starts going fucking berserk, but in its rage, it like overextends and starts missing. You know, it makes it enough of a threat that the Girlons were like, try to parry it away, but it misses completely.
Fair enough.
And let's see my fucking range. Oh, okay, I got it. You're doing great, sweetie! And I inspire Altera.
Altera has been inspired. And called her sweetie at the same time. The Ash Phoenix is going to use its ability, and it seems to flap its wings and caw something that the Ash Wolves take to heart, and they turn to the Giralons. This Ash Wolf attacks this Giralon. There's a 21 to hit. Takes 3 points of damage.
You beautiful!
This one attacks this Giralon. That's a 20 to hit. The Giralon will
I
take
figured that was pretty appropriate.
Yep.
5. This Ash Wolf will see its buddy trapped underneath the Giralon and will breathe breath on the Giralon. And the Giralon
it will breathe. It might be useful to its continued existence.
I mean, not really. They don't need to breathe.
I know, but
Oliver, you're up. As the Ash Phoenix looks to you. Quick,
please.
Yeah, just doing her best to maul this thing that she doesn't want to kill. She's gonna go for a bite and a claw.
Oliver, we will have a friendly character to
you do have advantage on these attack rolls, I will say. But an 11 still misses, as the grease is just too much.
You also have inspiration.
I'm going to use the inspiration on that.
It's a
11.
It's a D8.
Okay, so roll a D8. Alright, 18 will definitely hit.
Support class doing its thing.
And then 24.
Hits.
Yeah, those are different outcomes by a mile.
So, Oliver, as you rend down this thing, you watch as it like moves its chest into the line of the swipe, and your claws dig great furrows in its ashy body. You can feel a little resistance, almost like there is a hint of a corporeal nature underneath all this ash, but then you watch as it begins to fade and crumble away, starting from its talons and working up, and it just looks to you. And you can feel its joy, its contentment, its utter exuberance as something. You can feel something give in this creature, some magical essence that you don't quite understand, but as it gives way, you all hear a ghostly voice just simply say, and this creature becomes dust and ash. However, it forms into an egg. A black egg, a little bigger than an ostrich egg. about half again the size, in a nest of black and white ash at your feet. And Oliver, you know that this is the sign that the creature has entered its rebirth cycle. However, the rest of you notice something immediate happen. The actuals vanish entirely. A shockwave seems to go through them, and they start exploding and dissipating one after the other.
Hallelujah.
The other thing you notice is that the two Girolons stop moving. And then they lift their heads. Let me see, I need to look at the main map to see where you are. Ah. Okay. So that's where. Geography, so...
No, don't the geography.
They look to the southwest. And you watch as their eyes go from this haunting, glowing green to this icy blue. As they turn their heads to the southwest and begin to move in that direction. Completely forgetting you, and seeming to completely forget the Sobek exists. As they just move on their path. So, my question is this. Does anybody make an attack against the Girolons?
No.
Nope.
Alright.
They're going about on their way. I feel a bit dejected that we're like these things that people are not attacking them, so I won't because I know I can't take them in a fight.
I do, however, have something for Oliver.
I was gonna say I hold my action so that if they seem to get aggressive towards us, I'm gonna shoot one in the face.
Alright. Professor?
I am 3 feet tall. I ain't fucking with that.
The scale of fuck around to find out is very not much in my favor.
Astutely said. Astutely said.
I am 3 feet tall!
The proportion of fuck around to find out is not in my favor.
That was the correct response.
That's funny.
Oliver.
Oliver.
He has once again, over a nest of a creature, raised her rifle.
Oliver, so in her bear form, if you looked at her, you would have seen tears just streaking down her cheek, covered in ash that's just all over her mouth from tearing into this bird. And she's just staring down at the egg, and seeing you lift your rifle, she's just gonna tackle you.
So, yeah, you're seeing the scene where Yuki's got her rifle raised to shoot Oliver through the throat as she falls back on her back. And there's a moment of intensity, and then you see Yuki soften for a moment as she realizes she's fighting a friend. And she just looks at you more with a questioning look rather than an angry or a sad one.
Oliver dissipates.
They sort of, this is what you wanted, right?
Oliver dissipates her wild shape, just completely bawling, sobbing. It's done. No
Yuki getting up, like seeing Oliver in this really vulnerable state, but she can't bring herself to let it go.
So she's still on top of you in
absolutely, as a bird,
holding your
yeah.
arms down. Yep.
Yeah, but Yuki hasn't fully let this go. Somebody else will stumble upon them. Oliver, you are letting this happen.
I won't let it happen. I stopped it. I couldn't let it.
It's going to happen again. You knew that. These damnable cycles of this land.
It's a natural cycle.
It's a cursed cycle.
The only reason it's like this is because of people like you. People who seek to use powers that aren't theirs. People
What power? I'm a mere seller of scent. I am an outsider to these areas, and all I see is violence and eternal cycles of it. Sobek will continue to eat, and the phoenix here will continue to consume with fire.
You would do the same thing that the usurper did. You would take this natural, beautiful thing, and you would corrupt it into desiccation, into death.
No, I would fix it. Damn you,
No,
Oliver.
This is how you try to fix things. With more death. That's not fixing anything. You're just destroying.
Neither is life fixing anything. She stands
life is
up
beautiful.
again.
Can't you see
hostile. No, I cannot. This is going to happen again. What is going to happen to this creature but devour hundreds more?
Oliver gets up and clutches the egg and surrounds it.
Yuki looks intent for a moment on, like, fighting you for it, but she doesn't do it. And you see the moment of realization that she is advocating the, genocide of a creature.
You state that the violence is abhorrent, yet I have to ask, what is the cycle of the next creature that stands in your way? I heard 4 shots already.
You heard 8?
Yeah.
6.
Oh, excuse me.
I can't count.
Altera was only really paying. Altera was more focused on the fight, battled it, and I started getting tinnitus during the actual shots, so I actually didn't hear him. Yeah, my ears were going ring, 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 banana. I mean, what?
The fact that my left ear has a permanent ringing to it now, I feel that.
Yuki
May has also been walking up to this.
Yuki is looking at this egg with an intense stare of hatred for a moment. But again, whatever hostility this cat has, whatever goals and motivations, she won't commit herself to do a war crime. Yet one more. And you see her shoulder her rifle, but glare at Oliver. You are going to let horrible things happen over and over because you feel justified in it. You feel justified in allowing life for life's sake.
Oliver is just sobbing over this egg.
You raise it, and maybe you'll teach it to be kind.
Hearing your words, she turns up and looks at you and says, "At least I'll be fighting for good. All you're gonna do is kill."
I am going to raise a greater good than you. But she looks hurt as she says that, because she's been friends with Oliver. They've reached an understanding and a friendliness. And she just can't bring herself to fully mean that.
I hate to say it, but even the nest has said that they would bring good.
Many have claimed to be.
The definition of good is very malleable depending on your point of view.
I know that there's good in you, Yuki. Just like I know that there's good in this egg. And I'll fight for both of you.
Yuki, you see her in a moment raise that rifle up one more time. And that rifle is aiming down at you, Oliver. And you can tell it's aimed right at your heart. As she's lowered this gun and making it personal. but she doesn't pull the trigger. That anger, whatever's inside of her, doesn't hold. And she lifts her rifle up. And you see her, for one moment, you see that rifle barrel glance her face. Almost as if she considered shooting herself. And then she walks away from the party. Everyone. To go hang with their kittens and go be in the caravan.
After a moment, Tara looks over to May. Malleable. Look at you with the 5 silver word of the day.
Well, goodness is like my visage. Malleable.
I'm gonna go.
So by the way, this is
Follow.
Sam the Sobak.
So
Kevin walks over.
Tobias follows after the feline. Oliver, you now have in your possession 1 ash phoenix egg. Go ahead and roll me another nature or arcana check, and please roll me a d10.
Nature and a what did you say?
D10.
D10. So, you as a druid of the wilds, as well as a citizen of Nest, Phoenix is revered among Nest, and there is a reverence and worship given to all Phoenix, or phoenixes, however you choose to pluralize that. But as you are thinking back to some of the studies and stories that you've heard and read, you know that every phoenix, after an amount of time, will rise from its egg anew. That's just a given. You get the feeling that in a 10-day, this egg will probably hatch, as you can already feel the magic it's pulling from this ash and this desolation. So long as you keep it safe in your care, in 10 days' time, this thing will rebirth into a phoenix, into another ash phoenix once more.
Okay.
I'm
keeping it.
That's fine.
Is it how big is it in comparison to me?
So it's like carrying around a medicine ball, kind of.
Okay.
That's just the general size, because it is like half again as large as an ostrich egg.
Yeah.
And you are not large.
Yep.
But it only weighs like 2-3 pounds.
Okay.
Now, granted, that's heavy for a fucking egg, but it's heavy as shit for an egg, but
Mm-hmm.
You're able to put it in your pack. You also watch as the flames seem to die away and stop smoking and stop smoldering. And it's at this point that, as you're kind of looking and you've removed the egg, there was a soft little crater in the center of the nest of ash that it made. And you can see magical arcane symbols littered along the ground where this thing was, existing.
Oliver's gonna look around to the party, still sniffling. Does anyone know what these symbols are?
Well,
What am I rolling?
well, as I just hop
Arcana.
on, yeah. Well, it's yeah. I'd say I was helping, but yeah,
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage, or you can roll your own there, May.
You can have the advantage, Altair.
Okay, roll with advantage, Altera. Nope.
Yeah,
So 18.
So, Altera, between you and May, you recognize this as magic. This is a series of spells. For one, it's a spell of binding. It bound the Phoenix to this location. There is a spell of rejuvenation here. Basically, the Phoenix was feeding off of the desiccation that was already here. And that's how it was able to create basically this army of ash wolves. Is it was literally siphoning off the energies of death and desolation in order to add to its own form and then shed off the excess ash, which then turned into ash wolves.
Yeah.
Your
own wolf farm.
Pretty much. You also note that there's another ritual that seems to lead off to the directions the Giralon were standing. And they seem to bind the Giralons towards the
Phoenix.
Yeah, to the Phoenix. Autera, you also are a citizen of the nest, so go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Okay.
So you know that there are many types of phoenixes in the world. There are the great thunder phoenixes, the great sky phoenix, even the sea phoenix and the ice phoenix. Ash phoenix are unique. While they are phoenixes, they're while they are without question phoenix, there is a combination between them and Crow. Raven and Crow being two sides of one coin, or, well, twin deities. You know that Crow is the goddess of death. She brings creatures that have died to their natural state and puts them within the cycle. Phoenix being the goddess of rebirth, as well as a minor sun deity. Phoenix is the sole representation of life beginning anew. You have heard it said that in the wake of any great calamity, an ash phoenix is born in order to help the cycle renew itself. And so, while probably, if whatever magic persisted, certainly if this thing was left here, there's a strong possibility the magic might attempt to chain it once more. You can guess that taking it away, as Oliver seems intent to do, might be a good call. At least getting it away from the magic that bound it before is definitely going to have an effect of something. But ash phoenixes are not viewed as evil in the nest, and are not taught to be evil. They are taught to be one more step in the cycle of nature. Whereas, a fire destroys a forest or a field, an ash phoenix will rise to make sure that ash renews life that comes after. However, as with all things that are associated with death, there's always a mistrust and an evil connotation attached to it from those who fear the cycle.
And I will, of course, explain all of this out as much as I know to those around us.
Oliver, this tracks with what you know. However, there is one thing about these arcane runes that you're able to kind of pick up. This language is not a common one here. You haven't seen it before. At least for many of the places that you've been. This thing, whatever wrote this language is not a species that is commonplace.
Would you say that it has an alien mind?
Most assuredly.
Probably one eye. Yeah.
However, with that, you were able to, eventually, as you're, you can either wait for your caravan here, or you can choose to head back on your own. However, meanwhile, Yuki and the professor, you guys are headed back to the cart. Tyrdor and Gobsy are navigating it down the slope. It's a little practice involved. Tyrdor's basically having to hold the back to keep it from plowing down on the beast of burden.
Am I able to find the 2 arrows I shot?
Eventually.
Oh.
Yuki, by the time you reach the wagon, Tobias has caught up with you, as he is slightly faster than you.
I do not wish to speak with you right now.
Silence.
Yep.
She's fucking laid down the law.
I do not wish to speak with you right now. Looks confused, saying nothing.
So, Yuki, you say that, and Tobias just looks at you, blinks, and says nothing.
Yuki goes, "Oh, he wasn't wanting to talk to me." Shit.
Feel the silent judgment until you're ready to talk.
You see Yuki sit up, and she starts again messing with her rifle, cleaning the fresh wounds. Her cats have brought her ash from this phoenix as a new alchemical component. As she looks at you, Tobias, and what do you want me to say? These cycles in this land disgust me. She finally just comes out with it. Constantly this, constantly that. Thousands will die. You know what would have happened if we didn't rescue a prince's son from Sobek? They would have died, just as their people would have. And what do you want me to say to that?
Well, that's the way to rub ash on the wound.
Yeah, she is not happy about this shit.
And she's
Tobias,
doing that to herself.
what do you want me to say? What do you expect? This land is cursed. Continuous cycles of violence and horrid. All justified under and she just... It's all justified under a cause. It's a cycle. It's okay. It's nature. It's okay that everything dies. It's okay that we harm one another. It is not okay, Tobias.
I wasn't going to say it was. I was going to ask you, where did you learn this secret?
I learned that I have been making a lot of wrong decisions.
Does everyone when they learn?
She seems to consider this, as she's, again, taking apart her rifle and putting it back together. Again, a process you've seen repeated as she's been furious at this land. Tobias, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect out of this land? It is constant cycles of violence. And yet I am the monster for breaking it. Tobias, I don't know what to do. Perhaps with your...
life, no one ever really knows. All we can do is try to be better.
Better than what? Letting people do this? And she motions to the broken ashen ground. Her kittens gathering ash and bringing it before her. Yeah, more of this. More nothing. This land is accursed and I hate it. This is what the Wildlands does. It seeks equilibrium between nothing. It wants to reduce itself to zero. This is not anything.
How does killing stop things from being reduced to zero?
She looks at you in dead seriousness. What do you think Sobek will do next time? What do you think those crocodile tribes will do? Tell me, Tobias. Because you seem to understand this subject more than me. What will happen then?
Will consume, as they always do.
Exactly. Consume and destroy. And yet I am the monster? Somebody has to stop this, Tobias. Somebody has to make things better. Are you with me or are you not?
To be quite frank, I'm not entirely sure where I stand.
Then you best figure it out. Because while I joke and laugh about you being beyond the stars, this time it is true. This time you are so far beyond the situation that you don't really care what happens, do you, Tobias? Do you? But what do I know? I'm a mere seller of scent.
Both know that's true.
But we both know it's true. I don't matter. And with that, she goes back to cleaning her rifle. But as soon as she gets a little bit of the ash from this, what she's gonna do, DM, is combine the ash of this phoenix with the research I've combined with our lovely Gobsy. She's looking to reproduce the power of this phoenix.
Well, a alchemist supplies check, followed by an arcana check.
Oh no, he's researching eternal life.
Yep, Yuki is doing war crimes in one way or another, because I realized that this place is fun.
Also, you're doing both of these at disadvantage.
Fair enough, because it fits Yuki.
But Yuki can't commit war crimes. She hasn't said sorry enough to be Canadian.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's fair. I would count out as the base check, so it would be a straight roll.
No, it's at disadvantage.
Okay, fair enough. I'm being cheeky mostly. Wisdom, right?
Yeah, wisdom based for trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, but that's a Geneva
So this
suggestion,
is the
though,
first
Channel.
one. That's the alchemist supply set. It's a 13.
Yep. And Arcana
And then
at
what's the other one?
disadvantage. Arcana.
Arcana, not something she's good at. So yeah, that's a nat one.
So, you have a theory on how you would use the essence of the Ash Phoenix. Unfortunately,
well, it's obviously rebirth, but yeah, she's having trouble with figuring it out.
So, one thing you have kind of learned is that the Ash Phoenix does gain a certain amount of power from death, decay, and desolation, as is its nature. You can add that property to bullets to make them more effective, and to have them deal damage to incorporeal beings, such as the Phoenix or the Ashwolves themselves. That is not hard. What is eluding your grasp by leaps, bounds, and monumental strides is the rebirth aspect of the creature. Because you do not understand or fathom exactly what that power is or can do, it is eluding you. It will take a while yet before you can try to figure that out any further.
So for future efforts, I'm going to recruit as subtly as Yuki can, but she is quite angry, Tobias and Gobsy towards that goal of unlocking that secret.
There is also one thing that you now remember, as you're sitting here reminded of home and some struggles, is that Phoenix is also worshipped in the land of grain and rice. And there are those who claim that they gain their power from Phoenix.
Everything is an endless cycle of violence. So Yuki's response to that, for that nat one, is not... It's not that she didn't figure it out. It's the fact that she views this as morally reprehensible. This endless cyclet of violence, rebirth, death is bad. Yuki is taking one step towards the darker side that we talked about. Officially, I'm making it a stance that is where her stance is, given all these.
Well,
alright. And Yuki is going to deem all this pretty much irredeemable.
So, as you all meet back up, the carriage, the cart, and everything, Oliver, you have your egg tucked away somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, I wait. Oh, by the way, I wave and the crocodile disappears because I forgot about that.
Yuki is gonna throw Oliver some very, very... It's a combination of regret and anger. Glances at Oliver at all times, just anytime Oliver's involved.
As you all...
Oliver's
No,
bloodshot red eyes have just sadness, regret, even despair in them, and she looks at you just with pure loss in her eyes. There's no anger.
This time,
none
will not
all.
be there to assist you with that. Because you are clearly in the wrong. At least to her. So yeah, Yuki has very much made her stance clear.
Yep.
Terra is going to attempt to distill some of her thorn venom down into alcohol.
Really?
Roll we'll call that a wisdom, but actually, I'd call that an intelligence. And what kit do you have for that? I'm sorry.
I would be doing it in the poisoner's kit using the vials and such.
Yeah, we'll call that intelligence.
There's some bootleg shit over there.
I mean, hey, the first moonshine was indistinguishable from embalming fluid, so...
Just a straight roll?
Yeah. Not hard. You've seen it done, and you kind of, got a rundown of the process. And so you can figure that if you remove the toxic element, basically by boiling it or siphoning it off or, doing various things to it, you can achieve a liquor that will inebriate but not kill.
As my Willionin persona would say, yeehaw.
One thing you note, however, is that one thing you all note is that it has grown fairly dark, and you will have to camp. You are able to get past the site of the Phoenix, and you notice that for the time being, where once you could see flashes of ash wolves moving about the brush and the foliage,
there's nothing.
Exactly. They are nowhere to be seen anymore.
Mama dead.
That's all right. The real enemy is amongst us.
However,
I will say that was the first stance we had when Oliver first showed up.
That is true.
I'm going to be brewing down 5 of my vials to make half a flask.
Yeah. However,
I'm already having beauty sleep. I need my shit to infiltrate.
Nice. So you guys are able to make a camp. You also see that on this this knoll made, you realize, mound. There is you can kind of make it out in the fading darkness is because there is a palisade. There is a very tall palisade, about 30 feet high, with watchtowers.
Lord.
And those watchtowers have torches that are illuminating them. And it is very, very easy to see that there are shapes moving among the palisades. You're within sight.
Quick, owls, do the binocular thing. Tell me what they look like.
Mm-hmm. I would guess that's a perception.
Yes.
Perception.
I will fucking inspire you for that. I need you to tell me this info.
I love that it was an actual dice roll.
Where's my... Okay. I get a +0, so...
Yeah, and you have a D8 for it.
Okay.
You want me to help too?
Please, I need to know what these hyenas look like.
That is a advantage roll then, Altera.
Okay, so advantage plus a D8?
Yes.
Yep. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, 13.
So they're mostly brown fur. They're also not like. So the Oathfang were emaciated from the fact that they were starving. These gnolls, however, are more lithe, like lean muscle, instead of hulking mass. So lean muscle with brown fur instead of hulking mass, and the Oathfang had like dark gray to mud brown fur. The other thing you note is that in front of their palisade walls, and up, like, blocking the access to the hill, there are ditches. Like, almost like, very tactical ditches. And,
no. These gnolls know basic siege work.
But, I mean, you did understand from the Oathfang that they were, at one point, the largest, the Plains Hunters were the largest of all the Gnoll tribes. They also are
These are not regular gnolls.
These are regular gnolls. Yes. You also know that they are a hunter and warrior-minded species. Whereas the Oathfang seem to be more a tribe of, to be honest, monks. Because they had, these very intricate commands and things that they had to obey. You were told that the Plains tribe were more warriors, hunters, and more honorable by all terms and understandings.
Conditions.
Mm-hmm. However, as you you Altera so much.
That is hilarious.
I hate you so much, Altera.
Adventurous, no out.
Anyway, so you are able.
All right, everybody. Let's gather for Gnoll call.
Stop it!
We're gonna get rocks fall. Everybody dies. So let's shut.
Yeah, let's just get this game on a null.
Let's be truthful here. Nobody cares.
Hey, if we
Yeah,
all die, I
nobody
can
cares.
stop philosophizing in the background.
You're very knowledgeable.
It's knowledgeable. You still said it with the K. But anyway.
I tried to emphasize the G, but yet didn't get there. It's almost 5 a.m.
But anyway, so you guys are able to rest. Does anyone take a watch?
Yep.
I think Yuki can't take a watch at this. Or, well, no. Yuki cannot take a watch at this point because she doesn't trust Oliver. She doesn't trust our gnolls.
Oliver is not going to sleep.
Yeah, Oliver's a terrible person.
Clearly that Auria is sitting at the fire with the flask in hand.
Tobias will sit up for a watch.
Also, for your knowledge, I'm already asleep.
So, 3 watches are needed. So, for those of you who said you're, in your case, Oliver, if you're like staying up all night, I'll need a Constitution save. Yuki, the same thing. Yep. As for Auria and Tobias, 1, 2, or 3.
2.
Take 1.
All right.
Hold on.
I think Oliver's good.
You said con save?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Tobias, you're up. And you notice that both Oliver and Yuki are up in their own, like, kind of separate sections of the camp. You also can hear in the distance the soft drumming of some kind of beat. It's very clear that the gnolls are doing some kind of ceremony or ritual, or maybe they're just celebrating something.
Maybe they're just letting more violence continue. Like a certain owl. Yuki is so
throwing shade.
At any rate,
Jesus, the sun did go out. That's so much shade.
So Tobias, as you're sitting there, kind of thinking, do you do anything? Do you say anything to either party, or do you just kind of take your watch and are silent?
Oh, you better not say a goddamn thing, you fucking coward.
No, Tobias is clearly deep in thought considering both stances.
No, he's clearly wrong. Whatever conclusion you came up to, whether I'm right or wrong, you were wrong.
So,
Tobias' inner thoughts. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
So go ahead and roll a perception check.
Alright. Oh, look at you. Being all special.
He sees the stars from whence he came.
Look at you being all neutral and Canadian.
Exile. I need Tobias to look. Look with his special eyes.
But speaking of special eyes, Tobias, as you look up, you can see the beautiful twin moons. Usually the smaller one hides behind the larger one. However, there are times where you can see both. And this is one of those times. You notice, however, as a shape blots out one of the moons, the smaller one, and continues to fly over. Aside from that, though, you saw it was heading west. Like, directly across your path. West.
Pigeon snoring continues.
Did I make out anything about the outline?
Roll a nature check. With disadvantage, because you only saw a silhouette. Definitely one of.
Sorry to intercede, but I will say that since it hasn't been that long, you may still have that D8.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow the D8 inspiration. Jesus fuck.
Actually, pretty cool.
It has
Cool
been
on the
7s and 8s.
I'm sorry, a 30's gotta give him something.
He had
No, it's just a
disadvantage, so it's a 22.
22 is still pretty good.
So
I'm saying it has been 7s and 8s. I'm happy.
the size of the creature indicates two things. One, it is massive, even by your standards. And two, you're pretty sure it is a bird of prey of some description. Your best bet is it's probably eagle, just given the size. And while it may not be the great wild one himself, it is definitely either a rock or a child of eagle that is flying over the night sky, which this means that Nest is moving. Nest is going somewhere, doing something.
Nice.
And I would like, actually, speaking of which, no.
Oh no, the cat has chosen the renegade option.
Oh, genocide run, let's go! For those of you who haven't watched Fool's Gold, I highly recommend it. 10 out of 10 D&D series. But
I still need to catch up in it. My first thought was, are you going to be one of the monsters that plays Undertale and gets Toriel to think that you're going to spare her just to kill her at the last moment and truly
wow.
I've never done that. 7 out of 10. I'm a terrible person.
At any rate,
what I did on my
Tobias,
very first
that's
run.
the end of your watch. As you make a note.
I think that people in this, they actually helped me come to a conclusion that
Oh.
But
I'll wake up the next person.
You're able to wake up Altera. Altera, you're up. You find both Oliver and Yuki still awake. I would like you both to also roll me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Yuki
Yes.
has her gun pointed at
Absolutely.
Oliver. Vaguely. Like, it's on her lap while she's cleaning, but you notice the gun is, like, pointed in that direction.
No, in case there's an accidental misfire.
Oliver is fine. Yuki, you have accumulated a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, fuck you. Still deserve it.
Alright, what's going on? I was distracted.
Alright,
Perception for
Yuki
you.
has 1 point of exhaustion.
Yep. Perception, Altera. So you're, relaxing. And as you, are doing so, nothing appears to be going wrong. Nothing appears to be bothering anybody, but you notice that Yuki and Oliver are still awake. And your watch goes by uneventfully, unless you engage either of them in conversation.
Tara will sit next to Yuki and just offer the flask.
See, Yuki.
Booze and guns, yo.
She looks exhausted. I mean, she is at the end of her strength. Because despite all of her lordship and stuff, Yuki has limits. And as you pass the flask to her, she does take it in a moment of weakness, and she takes a drink. And you see her consume it. Whatever effects this horrible flask does, do it.
Constitution save disadvantage, please.
Will do.
You will recognize the taste as you had tasted it back at the with the hyenas.
You will do the snooze.
That is exactly right. As you take a drink, you drain half the flask as you are at the end of your strength, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. You haven't eaten much today. I do not think, in a state of fury, Yuki would have thought to feed herself this evening, as she has pretty much forgotten most things. So you will definitely have just taken what amounts to half a bottle of high-grade whiskey straight to the dome, and after...
So while exhausted...
Here's how I'm gonna roleplay this.
Yeah.
Yuki drains this, and she corks it and hands it back over to Altera. I hate this place. That's all you hear her say.
Everything sadly works on a cycle. Some cycles need to be broken. Much like your being awake. Get some rest.
That won't happen. As she suddenly drifts off.
I imagine Yuki does like the Inuyasha sleep where she just kind of leans forward, her head down, and like sitting.
Yep.
At least in this instance.
What you see is several of her kittens seeing her in this broken, ruined state, drunk as hell, sleep. You see them like lifting her head up and making her look as nice as possible while she's sleeping, sitting up with her rifle, and it looks almost convincing that she's still awake. And then
I want to imagine them doing like silly makeup on her.
Oh no, they wouldn't do that. They really like her.
You know, if I take third watch, that might just happen.
But one of the kittens gives Altera a little bow and does the little fingers to lips.
Altera is going to just nod slightly and then look over in Oliver's direction.
Oliver... Can Oliver see that Yuki fell asleep?
Yeah, yeah. Unless you're avoiding eye contact, like looking at her.
Oliver's gonna walk over and drape her cloak over Yuki, and then wordlessly walk back to her egg and sit down and clutch it.
I thought you were gonna sit up on top of it.
As you do this, you can feel the hostility from the other kittens, which just kind of picked up on this animosity. But they let you do the thing, kind of nervously. Yuki's sitting there, her rifle across her lap, and one of the kittens go forward and removes the ammunition from it.
Smart kitten.
And you see the kitten throw the ammunition away. Like, throw it off in the distance. I hate this. Is all you hear the kittens say as they put their hands together. I hate anger. I hate anger.
Oliver, as you and Altera hear the kittens, there is another sound. One that's very soft. The kittens all perk their ears up at it as well, but you all can hear a motherly as the sound echoes through the camp and then is gone, just as quickly as it came. All the kittens are up, looking around. Unfortunately, Yuki is a little too drunk to engage.
Oh yeah, Yuki's completely out.
She's out, yeah.
However, you, Oliver, know that sound was not made by any of you, and was made by something else. Altera, you heard this sound and you look around, but there's nothing.
Altera, hearing the sound, immediately jumps and takes 10 feet to the sky and looks around.
Bird! Where?
I've done worse looking for pussy.
Let's see if the hyena comes here.
Jokes aside, yeah, the kittens, you see them wrapping Yuki up. Now, to Oliver, you see one of the kittens come forward. Why mad? is what the kitten asks. It's the same kitten that asked you, Exile, use Tobias, ask them how to grow plants.
The inquisitive one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad.
And they go and... No? Not mad? Then
Not
why
anymore.
can't hug? Why can't purr and cuddle?
With Yuki?
Hmm? All friends, all big pile. And they put their paws together, like both of their hands intertwining between each other.
They just want a cuddle pie. That's adorable.
Sorry.
As Altera is landing back down after the fright, hearing that. Oliver may not be mad, but Mama is. And if Oliver attempted that, Mama would probably shoot.
Then we should break our mama friendships. Because we all want to be happy. I'm sad that everybody's so angry. All I want is a fish and some flowers. I miss
You'll
home.
understand as you get older. There is no such thing as peace without war.
There is.
I
There could
agree. There could be. Why is everyone so mad?
I see life as an everyday war. We war to keep ourselves fed, we war to keep ourselves warm. All a war is a prolonged battle. And what is living but fighting the inevitable?
I say more fish. The cat says, nodding sagely.
More fish indeed.
Everybody happy with more fish. See those? And she points to the walls with the hyenas. They wouldn't be angry if they had more fish. Why don't we all try to be friends? Instead, Yuki has that. And she looks, and you see the little cat look at the rifle. And she walks over, and she takes Yuki's rifle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very interesting.
Yep,
Oliver,
out of Yuki's hands.
As this cat walks away from you, you see a very unusual pattern in its little fur. The pattern looks like a cat's paw, just in the center of its back. It is too purposeful to be an accident.
I'm gonna walk over and put my hand on the rifle. Just strong enough to where it can't move it. And say, it means nothing to take it from her. She has to give it up on her own.
But I hate it.
I hate it too. But I love her.
Yay! I mean...
Shut up, Mason.
Let's be honest.
In the middle of the okay.
Can't we just throw it in the ocean and forget? Forgetful oceans are best oceans. They're also full of fish.
It would only make her more mad.
The thing about oceans is that they're always moving. If you throw one thing to the ocean, it just ends up passed down somewhere else down the line.
Me, the sleeping metavision. The cat kind of looks and goes, so it doesn't fix anything?
It's just a temporary solution to throw something away like that.
There will be time.
Temporary is good, though, right?
Tell me, if you were to have a sad day, and you threw it away, and it was your mother that had the sad day, or one of your siblings, how would you feel?
Hungry. The cat says nodding. like full on serious. And then you see him look at the rifle. But Yuki is always hungry. Lady
And
Yuki
then
is
the
always
next one
starving.
throws the rifle away, and they get hungry too. And as everyone gets the rifle and throws it away, the world becomes hungrier and hungrier until everyone is starving.
So it's still bad, so I need to throw it, right?
Whether you throw it or not, Yuki will find something else.
Preview.
As long as hatred's in her heart.
And you see this moment where the rifle, this little cat, this innocent little creature, raises the rifle at Yuki. It's empty, but... And it thinks about it for a second.
Is it big enough to actually hold it?
Yeah, it's a little cat,
Oh,
and Yuki
okay.
is a little cat as well.
I was gonna say
It's
it
like-
is
like a
size
couple
for
inches.
its species.
It's
It is
not
size
easy,
for a cat.
but it's not easy, but it is a rifle for a cat. And you see them raise it towards Yuki. But if she... No more sad? And she drops it, and the rifle is left there as the little cat stumbles off into the dark. A bit ashamed of what just crossed their mind.
Tara will pick up the rifle and then begin meticulously cleaning it.
She's gonna be even more pissed when she wakes up.
It's
God damn.
beautiful. It's already beautiful, and there isn't much more to clean because Yuki's been focusing on it so hard. But, you know, a little extra
You know,
polish can't
It
hurt.
just got dropped into the dirt. I'm cleaning it off and making sure everything's cleared.
Tara being like, she will not wake up and choose violence.
I am going to say that Yuki switches one more towards the light side here. Unknowingly, but...
All right, we're back where she was. We're back where she was.
Well, who knows when she started, but...
I don't fucking know. But he went one to the dark, one to the light. That means neutral.
But yeah, so that is where Yuki is going to stand.
Today's
As a little-
alignment game has been.
So, as Altera's watch comes to an end, and as she is heading to bed, there is something.
Let us see if the hyena calls you.
Oh, if only. If only, if only, if only.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
Technically, it's a cover,
Bigger
so it won't get me copyright struck. Although Dance
if it's me
Macabre
singing it, we're good.
might
I'm just saying, dig a trench is more like Yuki's situation.
I
Dig a
will
trench,
give a
dig.
general warning to everyone using headphones. This will be a little loud, but
Alright, I'm gonna
is
turn this
needed.
down slightly.
Brent, may I ask you a favor? Please make me completely deaf.
What is that?
As
I
you're
don't
all
even hear it.
Stomps.
no, it's don't worry.
Explosions?
I'll play it one more time.
Oh, it's
As-
explosions.
As you
I hear nothing.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me check if my stuff is off.
What is important is the audience heard it, because far to the east, a massive sun appears in the night sky, illuminating all of the night for a split second, as a blue-green explosion seems to irradiate from somewhere far to the east.
Do I wake up to this?
Oh yeah, everybody but Yuki, who is in a completely drunk-induced, stupor, wakes.
Did I just wake up to the nest glassing someplace?
I mean, that is
That's
an
the
assumption.
direction of the nest.
That it is.
That's the only thing that's extremely far to the east, aside from the Slave Isles, I guess.
Well, so looking at the map, you have the Great Plains, the Scourge Swamp, the Slave Isles, and the nest is to the northeast. This was, if you draw a line from you, it was actually more southeast, like at a small angle.
Don't tell me it's the Kingdom of Grain and Rice, please.
No. The Kingdom of Grain and Rice is to your southwest.
That's like straight. Wait, what?
No, that
I thought that was
situation
straight
is
north.
far worse.
Oh
No.
wait, no, you're right.
Oh yeah, the southeast. Fuck, oh no.
That's
where we came. That's where we came from.
You can almost draw a line. However, it looks a little far, and this light lights up the entirety of the sky, turning it to day for a brief moment. A day of green and blue. Tobias, you have woken up to this and see this massive display of power. Because that is exactly what it is.
Did someone just glass a city?
Huh.
Altera, Oliver, both of you roll me a history check. Altera with advantage.
Reaffirming the decision I came to. Wonderful.
Oh, that's a 20. Altera just looks at me and says, yes.
Nat 20 and a nat 1.
Altera, your previous time in the armed forces of the Nest lets you know exactly what this is. They call it Tears of the Empire. You don't know what the Empire is, other than maybe it's the Empire of Nest. You're not sure why. But this is what they used to cleanse the Slave Isles once before, though they dropped many of them. This is one. This could easily level a whole town. And 10 miles in any direction of it. They just destroyed something. And from the direction, you and Oliver can both guess that this was, again, on the Slave Isle.
I swear to God, if they hurt my fucking mole people.
And that is where we will end today's session, as the dawn has now been forced to arrive a little earlier.
So basically, Altera just looked at me after the question and said yes.
Can Altera make one statement just
of course.
as we fade out? The Nest is making another example.
Bloody hell, the proletariat!
Yuki, drunkenly. The Nest will be an example. Yeah, Yuki is going full genocide. I have a feeling here.
Full genocide run.
We'll
Let's
see
go.
how it goes.
The fact is, May might help.
I mean, I'm planning full genocide for the Nest at least.
Oh yeah, the proletariat shall rise, bitch.
Oh no, no! I don't choose between the birds or the bees. I'm killing everything.
No, the thing is, my stance is the proletariat shall rise to help kill the birds and the bees.
At any rate,
the birds, the alligators, thus far are the evil factions. So.
That's why I'm part of the potatoes.
Close.
At any rate,
and the lions are kind of dicks.
So, with that, I would like to thank all of you, my lovely patients, for joining us on today's episode of the Wildlands, as now things are turning up and getting a little more realistic. Or at least a little more dangerous. Also, thank you to my fantastic cast of characters with whom I could not do this on a weekly basis. And, of course, we are going to introduce them and remind you of who exactly we are dealing with. So, allow me to first introduce my brother Meowson, and his Altera, who is our Owlin Scout for this campaign.
I wonder if our group will be able to get a hold of some of the Tears of the Empire. It would be a shame if it ended up in a few of the high rankings beds.
It'd be a shame if we glassed multiple cities at the same time.
Right? And of course, my other brother, Mr. David, playing Oliver, our Circle of the Wilds druid, Owlin.
I have some making up to do.
We have Mr. Exile playing our Celestial Professor Tobias Flint, our Harengon Archivist, which is a custom subclass of Artificer that I made for him.
Yeah.
Way of the what? Sorry.
Archivist.
Oh, Archivist. You would.
He said he wanted an Artificer that was about books. I gave him one.
Yeah, he wanted a nerd.
Well,
Yeah,
technically,
you
I
would.
said I wanted an artificer that was about teaching, but
Books. I gave him
Yeah,
books.
you would.
We have Mr. Whitehill, our ever-changing, currently Sable Luma College of Flesh Weaving Bard, courtesy of Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. Of course, May be their name. And last but certainly not least, we have the ever-lovely Callie Cat playing our feline samurai Yuki, the mere seller of scents.
Who, after a full half flask, is not feline too well.
You bring the solar to the...
It's honor on you, it's honor on your cow.
My lord, our cats are running from the battlefield.
There
What a
is
shame for
endless
this
cycles of evil in this land.
I love how she views nature as evil. It's a great stance
It's
to
been
take.
fucking evil. Fucking
to be fair,
violence.
most of the
and-
evil that we've
Examples we have.
I haven't seen the happy side yet. You gotta throw me the happy side to change
Pretty
Yuki's
awful.
mind. Please change Yuki's mind. I don't want her to go full genocide quite yet.
Quite yet!
most of the evils we've seen have been people fucking with nature and nature clapping back hard.
Oliver
it's fucking just bloodshed, and Yuki's like,
Oliver
okay, if I
has
kill
a
everything, we
plan.
start over.
Oliver
It's
has
like
one.
it's like a hard reset on your hard drive.
And of course, I am your King of the Wilds, your doctor for this particular procedure, Dr. John Wolfenstein. It has been my absolute delight to bring you guys back into the homebrew world of Auria, and perhaps one day, should all go according to plan and should all do well, I will be uploading and creating a PDF, a custom campaign setting for you, my viewers, of the entire world of Auria. I'm currently in the process of creating the fourth and final continent, which will be a spectacular view. I can't wait for you all to see it, because that will be the site of at least one of the next campaigns I run, whether it be this Wednesday or Vodari Wednesday. And so I am certainly excited for doing it. Also, to you DMs out there, there is a book that I highly recommend that everybody kind of purchase. I will link it in the comments under this YouTube video because it is fantastic. And a big shout out to Papa Doctor for getting it for me for my birthday that came and went. Also, a belated late happy birthday to the lovely Callie Cat.
Yeah, I decided to turn old and eternal.
Happy birthday to you.
Ah, yes. Happy birthday.
I'm gonna make another drink. Fuck this. No, jokes aside, I do really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of
Oh, yeah,
course.
happy birthday.
More drinks.
More drinking! There is never enough drinking. But
There
like,
is never enough. That's gonna be tomorrow, though.
But with everything, do be careful when you're doing it, my dear ones. As I am a doctor, but I cannot cure death. So,
Yet.
So I get halfway there.
Well, ladies
Are
and
you living on a
gentlemen,
prayer?
we all hope that you have enjoyed your stay in the observation room as you observed this surgery. Be careful, you don't end up on the table next.
Fuck, this was a massacre, not a surgery.
and we will
Wait,
see
when
you
the fuck did you
next
take
time.
over the outro?
And Mal.